Okay, welcome back to ADPC Customs. This one's a little bit different. Um, Recently, I discovered that TV is changing in the UK. I wasn't aware of any of this. There have been some rather weird changes occurring. My apologies for the sudden brightness. Um, we had a thing in this country called Freeview. A lot of UK viewers of my channel will know what Freeview is. Free-to-air TV channels available through a digital set-top box or similarly enabled TV. These are all broadcast through traditional ways, an aerial receiving it and so on and so forth. Obviously, we've had Sky TV and Virgin TV available as well, and Freeview evolved into Freeview Play, which also included the ability to connect to the internet for your on-demand services, and slowly that added in things like iPlayer, YouTube, Netflix, etc. They're changing it, and I'm willing to bet quite a few people didn't know this because I didn't find out until today. And I watched a video that was about a week old, and then I found another one that's about 9 hours old as of broadcast today. Well, as of recording today, and today is the 1st of May. Uh, Saying that the new service has launched. It's called Freely, and basically the idea is it's supposed to be a Freeview type version of Sky Stream and the Virgin streaming service and so on and so forth. You get all your channels and all your broadcasting through your internet connection. Uh, this is this is the homepage of Freely, which apparently has now launched. Even though the new TVs that you need, Hisense is a manufacturer, don't seem to be easily found, even though they're supposed to be available. And most TVs, apparently, it would seem, are not going to be compatible. But this is the website. At the moment, it seems to only work with the main free-to-air, so-called free-to-air channels in the UK. The BBC, ITV Channel 4 and Channel 5. And let's have a look-see here. What is Freely? Stream your favourite live and on-demand TV all in one place. Great. From one interface you can access all of it. That would be really useful. New way to do free TV. The newest, most exciting way to stream live and on-demand TV all in one place for free. No more app switching to track down your favourite shows. You can now find everything in one place from all the big channels. And did we mention it's free? No. Couple of problems with this. All the major channels, they're not all there at the moment. You still need an aerial for this at the moment because most of the extra channels that the big five operate aren't available through digital only. They're still only available through aerial. No need for a dish, no need for aerial, just need Wi-Fi. Brilliant. You still do need a dish to receive most of your channels. If you've got Sky, you need a dish to watch Sky One. I don't think Sky One is going to come to Freely. And no need for an aerial. Yes, you do need an aerial at the moment because the system's not fully up and running properly. So just press the Freely button on your remote. If you have one of the brand new TVs with Freely built in that has a Freely button, much the same as your YouTube button and your Netflix button on certain smart TVs. Yeah, great. Pause and restart live TV. Yeah, those of us who have had Sky Plus or Sky Digital or any of the evolutions of Sky for a while will know you can pause and rewind live TV on there. You've been able to do it on Freeview Play for a while. It's also available through TiVo and I think TalkTalk do a Freeview bundle that can do it, and the same with Virgin. So it's not that big a deal. It's kind of the minimum thing that's expected at the moment. I think my camera just went funny on me then for a moment. Apologies. All you need is Wi-Fi. That's great if you've got decent quality Wi-Fi. Some homes in the UK are not great for Wi-Fi, no matter how good the router is that you own or that you're provided by your ISP. Sometimes the Wi-Fi just does not transmit well through the house, and sometimes, no matter how good the TV manufacturer or the device manufacturer says their Wi-Fi is, it isn't. I believe I saw on the video that you can actually use an Ethernet connection, which is fine. But again, you're now at the mercy of your broadband connection. If your broadband provider has an outage for whatever reason, or an outage in your area for whatever reason, it's now not just a case of you can't go on YouTube and you can't go on Facebook or anything like that. You'll now not be able to watch TV in any way, shape, or form. And seeing as how everything now is on demand, streaming, digital only, etc., 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 unless you have digital copies at home of your own on some sort of mass storage media, and you operate your own little home server for your TV and movies, you're not going to be able to watch anything, because we're moving away from DVDs and Blu-rays as well. So that's great. But it says it's all free. It's not free. It's not free, is it? Anyone who lives in the UK knows this. It's not free. We have to pay something called the television license, which the BBC benefits from the license fee. And here's what it covers. All TV channels like BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Dave and international channels, you need a TV license for. Even though these channels come part as subscription packages or are supported by advertising, and the BBC is the only channel, the only company, the only network, or whatever you want to call it, that actually makes money out of the license fee, you still need it to watch any of these other channels. You even need it to have Sky TV, even if you don't watch BBC. Still need it for Virgin Media and BT TV, even if you're not watching BBC. Here's the kicker, right? And I'm on YouTube right now, mate, with this video, and I want you to watch this, and you can watch this without a TV license. You don't need a TV license to watch me. But in the UK, you need a TV license if you are watching a live broadcast on YouTube. It does specify further down that it means, for instance, like if one of the main broadcasters also has a YouTube channel that they're broadcasting one of their programs on, like live sport or whatever, you'll need it. It doesn't, I don't think for 1 second, it better not include live streams from YouTubers. And obviously you also need it for everything on iPlayer. It doesn't specify that you need it for for ITV's streaming app or streaming service, but you need it for the BBC's, obviously. So that's not free. Now, somewhere will be how much it costs, but it's about £170 a year, something like that. I can't remember exactly. Some people would argue it's not a lot because it's for a year. It is a lot, seeing as how it goes to the BBC, and most of the BBC's programming is absolute garbage. And I can't even watch ITV legally without without having a TV license, which is stupid because ITV make their money from adverts. Not only that, obviously, there's also the problem of needing a compatible TV for this. Nothing has been mentioned about existing smart TVs just getting a Freely app that will work. No mention of set-top boxes getting apps. No mention of being able to get a Freely app that will run on an Android device or an iOS device, so that anyone who's got like custom-built set-top boxes like Kodi boxes or Android boxes or whatever, no mention of being able to install an app on that to be able to do it either. So you're going to have to buy new hardware to be able to take advantage of this, which costs money. Your average smart TV is probably more affordable in price these days, but nowadays, with people wanting larger TVs, wanting 4K TVs and large family sizes, and the cost of living in this country, the UK, being what it is, are you going to want to spend £200, £300, £400, £500 on a new TV, as well as your TV license, just so you can watch the BBC's latest piece of drivel? And then, of course, you have to pay for your broadband service, because broadband ain't free either. And this is just from a simple Google search. The average price of broadband here, you can see it right on the screen here. 60 to 99 megabits, that's going to cost you £25.66 a month, roughly. You're looking at anywhere between 25 to 33 pounds a month, give or take. That could probably go up or down depending on the service and depending on your speeds and packages and discounts available and so on and so forth. But this is what you're looking at. And as you can see, nowhere here does it say it's free. So you're not getting it for free. There are no free-to-air channels in this country, strictly speaking, because you have to pay for something to get them. Even the channels that don't charge you anything for watching their services, you're paying to be able to watch them because you're paying your TV license. You need a 10 megabit per second connection speed to be able to use freely. Average speed in this country is apparently about 69.4 megabytes per second. Nice. That's not always going to be the case, though, is it? We all know that our speeds will rise and fall, and depending on peak usage rates, this and disruptions, that, and so on and so forth, your speed may indeed plummet. And it also depends on who else is using your local network and your connection and slowing down your usage. It's just, and how stable are the UK internet connections, to be fair? I mean, some might be very, very stable, some not so much. Availability of broadband in this country was supposed to be being guaranteed by the government. It hasn't been achieved yet. There are still large areas that do not have a high-speed broadband internet connection, and there are plenty of places in this country that do not have the speeds required for freely or even to watch Netflix uninterrupted. Now, I like the idea. The idea is sound. It's trying to bring everything into one place so you don't need multiple apps, and you don't need this, and you don't need that, and you don't need the other, but they're touting it as a free service. It's not free. It's not free. It's a tax on the general public again, because you're still having to pay your TV license, which needs to be abolished. It needs to go. There's no point in it anymore. It needs to go. The BBC needs to start realising that they can't expect the British public to pay to support and run the BBC and make all the drivel that they're making, whilst also paying for the streaming services that they want, like Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, in some cases, even YouTube Premium, because through YouTube Premium and through subscription services on YouTube, you can actually get access to TV shows and so on and so forth. And obviously, some people are paying for Apple TV in this country as well. You've got your Netflix, you've got your Amazon, and so on and so forth. By the time you're done paying all of those, and your TV license, and you've bought yourself your new TV so you can get your free-to-air channels, because you're cutting the cord, it just doesn't work. And there are some channels that are just only available through premium packages that you get through, such as Virgin and Sky. There are some channels that just aren't available anywhere else, and you have to pay to have it installed. So it's not free. It's a nice idea, but it's not free. All you need is Wi-Fi. You also need an aerial, because the way it's planned to work, and I don't know how long they're planning for this, is that you'll get the majority of your content through your Wi-Fi connection, through your internet connection, and if there's a problem with the internet connection, it'll switch over to using your aerial or your satellite dish. Pause and restart live TV. Everyone expects that these days. And it's not as simple as they're making it out to be. Now, I tried this earlier through the website, seeing as how it's available. And I clicked on the TV guide. And here comes the TV guide. Oh, it's very pretty. All sorts of fancy little animations and everything. That's great. And this is what you get. And these are all... Oh, it would appear that they have actually now added Quest. Quest apparently wasn't going to necessarily be available. And this is basically all the stuff that you can watch through it. And this is on the website. So I don't know if it's going to be similar on televisions and what have you. Half of these channels I've never heard of. And just for the sake of the video, for a moment, we're going to just launch one of these channels. This is what pops up. There's nothing here to allow me to watch it. I need an aerial now, and I haven't got one, because I'm using my computer. So let's go back. I tried this with Channel 4 earlier, and I had to sign up to Channel 4's website. I had to sign up to Channel 4's streaming service before it would let me watch the channel. What's the point in that? You're signing up for freely, then you're signing up for each service that's free through it because they want your data, because they're selling your data. So Channel 4 pops up. I have got the Watch Now option because they do have this available as a free thing. Do you have an ad blocker enabled? That will come up no matter what, because they don't want you to be using ad blockers. Right, this is the news and it's live. So I have got a TV license. Now, it automatically signed me in because I've already done this. But it works fine. That's fine. But it opens up another tab in my browser, which I can now close. Go back to here. Now, I'm curious. BBC's going to hate me now. Here's a worthless piece of drivel that the BBC expect me to pay for out of my TV license. Let's see how we go about letting me watch that. I've now got to sign into my BBC account to be able to watch this through freely. Now, part of your TV, part of your BBC account is you can set one up. You set up an account with one email address, and then when you're using the app, the existing app on any of your devices, you can choose a profile of who's watching it. And you can do this on a lot of services now. You can do it on Netflix, for instance. And you just choose who's watching. Is that going to come up every single time you're just trying to watch something on BBC One through freely? Now, don't get me wrong, you've got your maybe later. Will it let me watch live? No, it's going to get me to sign in. Now, I might have the option to sign in. I think I have got... Yeah, I've got the security here to make sure that nobody is pirating BBC. Nobody's watching BBC without paying for their license. This is unbelievable. There is no way anyone's going to get around this. No way at all. I have a TV license? Watch Now. I don't have a TV license. Well, I do, but let's say, for instance, I'm Joe Bloggs down the street. I don't have a TV license. What's going to happen if I click here and say, I have a TV license, watch now? What happens? I can watch TV. I can watch TV. And as far as they're concerned, I have a TV license. What's the point? What is the point? So at the end of the day, you've got your freely, and yeah, it's a great idea. Lovely. But they keep harping on it's free TV, free TV, free TV. All you need is a broadband connection. All you need is a broadband connection. And you can watch TV. 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 You can wat not entirely true, is it? You need a broadband connection that is stable and fast enough to support it. You also need other hardware like a TV or a set-top box, or to have a PC hooked up to your main TV to be able to do it. And you still need an aerial or a satellite dish connected to the TV as a backup, and to add all the channels to the package, because you're not going to get them all by default, because they're not all available through the service the way that they want the service to be, and they've already launched it. They've already launched it like this. It doesn't strike me as, it's not fully cooked, is it? It's not fully cooked. I suppose I ought to. No, it's fine. It's not. They've not finished it. Some of the infrastructure is there, the plan's there, but it's not ready yet. So why launch it if it's not ready? Mind you, I suppose they're taking a leaf out of the book of many of the games developers at the moment, by releasing something that's not finished. Many games manufacturers have been releasing games that are quite clearly not finished and expecting us to pay large amounts of money for it. And here we have Freely wanting us to all adopt this new way of watching television in the UK, even though it's not ready yet. And trying to tell us that it's free on top of that. There are 16 million homes in the UK that rely on Freeview as their source of television entertainment, their way of getting their TV channels, solely on Freeview, which comes through an aerial. They are not going to get Freely because they haven't got the functionality on their device to get Freely. Now, I know that you could get a Freeview app on Android phone, on Android devices. You could get a Freeview app. Now, I don't know if they're planning on having a Freely app for Android or even for iOS, for that matter. Is this going to work? They're talking about this being future-proofing. Future-proofing. You can't future-proof broadcast television. It's dying. It's dying. No one's going to be watching broadcast TV in the future. Now, this isn't the Star Trek nerd in me talking. This is realistically. People watch on demand. They'll watch a movie. They'll watch a TV show that was made specifically for streaming services. Most shows at the moment are being made with streaming in mind first. The latest Star Trek series, they were made primarily to go on the streaming services, and I'm fairly certain none of them have gone on broadcast TV, certainly not in this country. We've even got shows now that are being made for broadcast television in the UK, but they're all also available simultaneously on streaming services. Doctor Who is now available on Disney Plus, and it will be available on Disney Plus at the same time as it being available on broadcast television in the UK. So isn't that great? You know, nobody is going to be watching broadcast television. The BBC is going to be the first one to go because they will not be able to adapt. They've already not adapted to the way that TV works in the UK or on this planet, because they don't show adverts. They will refuse to show adverts, and they seem to think that's their big selling point. Everyone expects adverts these days. Yes, a lot of people try and find ways around it, ad blockers, Pi-hole, etc. But a lot of services also offer a premium tier that enables you to get rid of adverts, which supports the company providing the service without having to use adverts from that one particular user or the millions of users. But this is something that happened a long time ago as well. I mean, when we went to, everyone was wanting to cut the cord, get away from the broadcast networks and paying fees for your subscriptions. In America, it was a big thing about stopping paying for cable TV. And they'd go to the streaming services. Netflix hit big because of this. Everyone was paying their $10.99 a month or whatever it was at the time for Netflix, and they didn't have to have a full cable package. They could make do with basic cable and just pay their £10, well, in the States, $10 a month or whatever it was for for Netflix, and then that slowly went up, and then more streaming services came online. Every company, every broadcaster, every TV producer wanted their own streaming app. So BBC got in on it with iPlayer, ITV got in with theirs, Channel 4 got in with theirs, Channel 5 have got theirs, Paramount have got theirs, HBO have got theirs, Warner Brothers had one. Excuse me, there have been a lot. A lot of them have now since merged or disappeared, and so on and so forth. And now you've got Disney Plus as well, and in America you've got Hulu, and so on and so forth. And by the time you've subscribed to all of these disparate streaming services, because they all offer different things, certain stuff you can only get now through a specific streaming service. You can't watch certain shows on Netflix anymore because they are now exclusive to Paramount Plus, HBO Max, or Max, whatever it's called now, and so on and so forth. So by the time you've paid for all of this, it costs about the same as having your premium cable subscription or your Sky subscription. The average household nowadays probably has about 3 or 4 streaming subscriptions, plus the cost of the broadband, plus the TV license, plus a Sky subscription or a Virgin subscription. Nobody can watch all those programs. If there's nothing on any of them, why are you having them? Because I virtually never watch television these days. I can't find a thing on broadcast TV that I want to watch. I struggle to find anything on Netflix, yet I'm still paying the subscription. I refuse to use Amazon's video streaming service because you pay for the subscription and then you pay for the thing you want to watch on top of it. Double whammy, great. And then I have to pay for a TV license as well to be able to legally use most of this. And I can't find anything to watch on any of them. I have a Paramount Plus subscription because I'm a Star Trek fan and I like to watch Star Trek, and they've got pretty much every bit of Star Trek media that's ever been made and broadcast on there, which is great for me. But still, I'm paying about £10 a month or whatever it is. What's the cost of a Paramount Plus subscription at the moment? $6.99 a month at the moment. But that's through a sponsored result from Amazon UK for some reason. Let me have a look at the Paramount Plus website, because these are things that aren't being factored in. It's not all in one place. Oh, we have multiple plans now. Oh, lovely. Let's see. Is it going to show me anything? Is it going to actually continue? Doesn't seem to work. Their website's broken. The website is broken. Between £6 and £10 a month anyway for that, and it's a lot of money just for all the Star Trek movies and Star Trek series. But that's a lot of media anyway. So you're paying for that, and then you're paying about the same again for Disney Plus. Probably roughly the same again for Amazon Prime Video, and then however much it costs for the particular show you want to watch, or the episode that you want to watch, because they do charge you by the episode as well. Plus your broadband connection, plus the device you need to watch it on, plus the television license that you required to have in the UK to so much as try to entertain yourself with something other than a DVD, which we're doing away with. Everything's digital now. We don't have DVDs. Computers don't have DVD players in them anymore. Laptops don't. They're trying to do away with physical media for everything. I mean, you go and buy a new games console now, and that's not got a disc drive in it. And just look at what happened through with PlayStation and Discovery not so long ago. Things that people had paid for and were told that they had purchased. They found out, purchased actually means you don't own it and we'll take it off you at the drop of a hat. So as soon as talks break down for licensing, you lose your content because we can't agree on a license. We can't make a licensing agreement with the original provider of the content. Wonderful. So in this country, it's not as easy as they're making out, and all this is supposed to be free. And yet again, everybody in this country is going to have to look for new devices or make sure that they are ready for the next version, and so on and so forth. Are they trying? Is this going to be? Are they trying to get people to stop using Sky and Virgin? I doubt it. They probably hope that more people will use it because it's the free alternative, even though it's not really free. But the programming's just not going to be there for a start, especially if the BBC's involved. If the BBC's involved, it's going to crash and burn. I don't know. I just thought I'd do this quick video. It is loosely tech related, but it's bothering me because we have to pay the TV license in this country, and we have to jump through all sorts of hoops just to be able to watch programs in this country. We haven't got all the same streaming apps available to us as there are available to you guys in the States. You get Hulu, you get Max, you get there was the Warner Brothers one that DC had their comics. There was a DC one that had their comics available on it, as well as DC movies, DC Warner Brothers movies, and so on and so forth. I can't keep track of how many there are and how many there were, but there were a lot more available in the States than were available over here. Unless you're counting streaming services, streaming apps from the broadcasters, like the BBC, ITV, Channel 4, Channel 5, and their Scottish and Welsh equivalents, which most of the time is rolled into the same app anyway. And the other thing is, if it's all coming through your broadband connection, what's going to happen to local broadcast television? Local news. If I'm sat watching BBC One, which somebody stab me if I am, but if I'm sat watching BBC One and the show that I'm watching comes to an end and it says after the break news, and the news comes on, do I want to sit and watch London Today or whatever the London broadcast news is at whatever time of day I'm watching it's called, whatever that is? Do I want to watch that? If I live in London. I don't live in London. I live a bit further north. I live in Derbyshire. I don't want to be watching news about London when there's a broadcast about news in Derbyshire and Yorkshire, more local to me. So what's going to happen to local broadcasts? Are they just going to have the little, and now a look at the news in your area nonsense on every single London news broadcast? Or are they going to all have to change how they do their news broadcasts now, so that it's a general world news, like news at 10 is supposed to be, and so on, and then just do little local bits that have to be injected into the stream at the right point? I don't know. Anyway, if there's any UK residents watching my channel that didn't know about this, go and have a look at it, do your research, see what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, whether you think it's going to take off. They're wanting this to take off in the next 10, 11 years. They're expecting that almost everyone's going to be watching their TV through their broadband. I'm not convinced, but it's possible. But have a look at it, see what you think. Let me know what you think of what I've described of it in this video, and just let me know what you think. But I don't think they've fully thought this through. So, as I say, have a look, see. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think you'll be signing up for it and investing in a new television so you can use it. Let me know how you watch your TV programs. Let's have a discussion in the comments below. Do you use any of the streaming services? Do you use broadcast television? Do you even watch broadcast television in any way, shape or form? Or do you exclusively just get entertainment through YouTube and you just pay a small fee to YouTube to watch the extra bits and pieces on YouTube like movies and what have you, through the fully licensed channels that are on YouTube? Or do you have an alternate way that you get your TV and movie fix when at home? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time.